Hi, I'm glad you're here for our Lego Bible story. I have our Lego-sized Jesus to help me out because it's just always good to have Jesus with you. And I have my Legos all ready. Today's story comes from the book of Genesis, which is the very first book in the Bible, and is part of the Old Testament. And it has wonderful stories in it. And this is the story of Jacob, and we sometimes hear it called as the story of Jacob's ladder. So Jacob had run away. He and his brother Esau had had a big fight. That's a story for a different day worth looking at. But in this time, he had run away and he was exhausted. And so he got a rock and he put it under his head and went to sleep. I figure it's pretty tough when you're sleeping on a rock, but that's what Jacob was doing. And while he was sleeping, he dreamed about a ladder or a stairway or a ramp that went up to heaven. And the angels of God were coming up and down on that ladder. And in that dream, the Lord was standing right next to him and said that he would bless Jacob and that his descendants would be more, his offspring would be more than the dust of the earth, and all over to the east and the west and the north and the south, and that God would bless through them. And that God would be with him wherever he went and wouldn't leave him until all that he had promised had come. And Jacob woke up and realized that he had this dream and thought, oh, God is in this place. I didn't know that before. And so he built an altar and he built it with rocks and he named the place Bethel. I think I can actually build this today, by the way. I wonder what a stairway would look like if it was a stairway or a ladder to heaven. I wonder what that would be. I wonder what it would look like to have the angels going up and down. You know, we think about angels sometimes the way that they look in our Christmas pageants with all the halos and the wings that are falling off, and sometimes they light up. But angels are messengers of God, and a lot of times when they appear, people are afraid. So I wonder what they really look like. I wonder why they go up and down. I wonder if Jacob wondered about that. I wonder what it felt like to be Jacob, who was running away and afraid, because his brother had kind of threatened him, with reason, and to hear from God that God was with him, and that God would bless him, and that others would be blessed through him. I think I finally found something I can build. This actually kind of looks like a staircase. I don't know that it goes as high to heaven, but it's a staircase. Maybe I spoke too soon. I wonder what it was like for Jacob to realize that God was in that place, and he hadn't known that before. I wonder if there's ever a place that you experience God that you hadn't realized that God was there. I think that happens maybe for you in this time of COVID, when we used to come to church all the time and now we don't. Well, some of us do, but it's very quiet and lonely there. Because for many people, church was kind of their place where they usually experience God. But God isn't just in church, of course. God is all over the place. And I wonder if there are some people who are like Jacob and were surprised to find God in this place too. I wonder if you're one of those people. I wonder where you most often find God. I wonder if you have ever felt that God was with you. The angels going up and down. I wonder what that feels like. Wonder what it's like to think about God blessing other people through you. Especially at a time where maybe you're scared and exhausted and running away, and God's promise is very different from what's happening in the moment. I wonder if you would somehow or another build something or write something or draw something to mark the place where God was. Maybe you would build something with Lego to mark what it looks like when you've experienced God, or maybe you would put a stone in a garden, or maybe take a picture of a place where you experience God. I wonder what those places are for you. I wonder if now, when it's nice out, or maybe when it's not raining, you go outside and experience God there. But I wonder when it was cold and we were all inside, if there are places in your house that became places where you regularly experience God. Wonder what it's like to feel like God is always right beside you. Wonder if that happens for you. I wonder what your ladder would look like.